Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking over the games we're most hyped about that are set to debut across the spring season.
You know what Nevrons are capable of.
She'll be fine.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Metal Eden.
How do you feel? Is something bothering you?
From the developers of sleeper hit Ruiner comes an FPS that has us screaming doom. Only in this instance we've got waifus dressed in flying power suits instead. From what we've seen so far, Metal Eden looks like a flashy and frantic shoot 'em up with a greater emphasis on aerial combat. Saving humanity from murderous machines might seem like a tired trope by this point, but as long as they nail the pace of gunplay, you can consider us locked in.
Run away.
Wanderstop.
But instead, I'm out here in the middle of the woods, running a tea shop.
How could we not be excited about this one? It's combining the design and storytelling prowess of Davey Wreden and Annapurna Interactive. The former gave us the Stanley Parable. Enough said. While the latter has championed some of the greatest indies of the modern era, including the likes of Donut County, Kentucky Route Zero, Outer Wilds, Sayonara, Wild Hearts, What Remains of Edith Finch, Neon White, and Stray. So what has such a powerhouse collab produced? A game that mixes together tea brewing and soul-shattering trauma. Seems on brand. With a luscious visual palette, Wanderstop has the potential to create the ultimate Zen-like experience, while also prodding at some truly raw issues.
I'm happy.
The first Berserker, Kazan. The DNF franchise has been stretching its wings as of late, first with a fighting game, now followed by an RPG with heavy Souls-like influence. Playing as the titular Berserker, players are going to be set on a path of vengeance, brutalizing those that played a part in Kazan's original downfall. With such a saturated market, it's certainly going to take a lot for this anime-esque God of War to punch its way out of the swamp, but with the likes of Ben Starr at the helm, we're certainly feeling hopeful. The Midnight Walk.
If you're intending to walk the midnight walk, you better be sure to keep your spark safe and burning.
There seems to have been a colossal influx of unique and just plain weird games infiltrating the mainstream as of late, and we couldn't be happier. The Midnight Walk certainly fits into that category, on account that it's been crafted out of beautifully macabre claymation. Tasked with bringing fire to a darkening world, the Burton-esque visuals and sense of playful dread has us more than a little excited just to see how bizarre things can get. Even if the combat appears to be a tad lackluster from the outset, the sheer imagination on display already has us enthralled. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33.
One stroke, and everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness.
This came out of nowhere yet instantly blew collective minds. A dark fantasy with an all-star cast, Expedition 33 chronicles a group tasked to eliminate the omnipotent Paintress as she continues to wipe out humanity one year group at a time. Of course, what really drew in onlookers was its take on turn-based combat, one that combines the style of a Persona game with a real-time flourish, and an aesthetic straight out of a Renaissance painting. If it manages to deliver on all fronts, then we're in for something special.
It seems peaceful, as long as we don't touch the flowers.
Yeah, let's not get too sentimental. It's still a Paintress creation.
Lost soul aside.
I keep having the same dream. A horrible dream. Where monsters invade our world.
One man's passion project is about to bear fruit, and from what we've seen so far, we're more than a little intrigued. An action-adventure RPG with shades of Final Fantasy and Devil May Cry to its name, Lost Soul aside, a project that for the majority of its creation was helmed by a single developer, sees us take control of a desperate brother, armed with a shape-shifting dragon, dead set on saving his sister from interdimensional monsters. It's quite the ambitious endeavour, and we can only hope it pays off.
You never wanted to be a hero. But for humanity's sake, You must.
Then give me your power.
South of midnight.
You mean to tell me your mama never told you stories about critters and weavers? Oh, you're lucky I come along.
Get ready to head on down into the deep south, because this action adventure is blending together southern folklore, stop motion inspired visuals, and melee combat for a different kind of flavour. As a weaver, it falls to Hazel to commune and take on creatures of southern myth, before things start spilling over into her reality. It's the kind of gothic romp that hasn't been thoroughly explored in the third person action scene, though that might change if this thing makes a big enough splash. Atomfall.
New faces often mean trouble, and yet they may bring new opportunities too.
Folks over at Rebellion have traded in their snipers for survival, and from all the previews, they might have crafted a real winner. Set in an alternative history, an amnesiac awakens in rural England, surrounded by fallout, mutated monsters, and doomsday cults, none of which have any intention of letting them live. Staying alive is the name of the game here, having to stealth, craft, shoot, and navigate through the quarantine zone before succumbing to an unfriendly face, or radiation. It's got some fierce competition, but if Rebellion can successfully put their spin on the Stalker formula, they might have another franchise on their hands.
Keep your eyes open.
The voice in the soil.
You're not welcome here.
Elden Ring Nightreign.
Seekers of redemption. You were chosen. Thrown together by forces beyond our control.
Granted, there's still plenty of trepidation surrounding Nightreign. After all, this isn't just another bout of DLC, it's an entirely different beast. A co-op action roguelike where Tarnished will have to band together, and over the course of a relatively short cycle, slaughter their way through various FromSoft bosses in order to best the Night Lord, leveling up and gaining new equipment as they go. On the one hand, the idea of Elden Ring of all things leading into something even close to Fortnite inspired is a worrying thought. But on the other, a roguelike Elden Ring experience where we get to fight enemies from souls past? By the grace of Miyazaki, please let this be a banger.
Band together and prepare to claim. The life of the Night Lord.
Doom, the Dark Ages. How can you possibly make the Doomslayer, the one-man killing machine, he who has taken on the depths of hell itself and come out the victor, even more of a beast? Easy. You just give him a chainsaw shield, a pelt, set his next game in medieval times, and give him a pet dragon. From everything we've seen, this threequel looks like unflinching, unfiltered carnage, and we are here for it. We get to use the shredded skulls of our enemies as projectiles to kill even more enemies. Doesn't get more metal than that. Which of these springtime games are you desperate to get your hands on? Let us know in the comments.